you see this in the BIPOC communities as well, right? Like, I'm half Chinese, and all this fucking. I have a lot to say. I'm not going to say it. It's pretty clear. No, but just like the stop Asian hate shit, right? It's like people are being killed now, and it's like, but you know what? People are being fucking killed for a year, and no one gets shit, and it's like finally we're starting to get some attention. Which is, I mean, fuck, like it's shit that it has to like these things have to happen. But I mean, we all get our turn, right? All of our communities are getting a turn to just be fucking harassed and abused and murdered. And that's not cool. But I will say in the Asian community, it depends who you talk to, man. Like some people, it's like, oh, don't call me Oriental, or, oh, you can call me Oriental, don't call me Asian. So I was running an Asian representation room on Clubhouse last week, and then some guy rolled in, we were like all on the same page, talking about jobs for Asian people in the industry, and somebody was like, oh well, and he just starts complaining about the way that we were, and he was just, I don't know if he's having a bad day, he was just being a fucking piece of shit, but we're literally just trying to have this conversation on how to get jobs, and he was trying to like find a new way to attack us for the way that we defined Asians. It's like, there's always going to be those people that are just
Asian.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the thing, right? Is that you're never going to make everybody happy. I think you have to treat people as well as you can, but at the end of the day, we're not all going to get along,
No, I mean, I was on, that clubhouse thing, clubhouse room last night about non-binary gender identity, and I didn't really know what I was getting into.
Right.
My kid.
The room I created.
Yeah, didn't I say that?
No. Anyway.
Well, fuck you.
The way you said it. I was like, oh, that sounds fascinating.
Well, I wish at that point Lou had taken credit for it and just
the room I started where I felt completely out of the loop. So, and I realized very, very soon into it that I should just shut the fuck up. I have nothing to say and let my kid talk, who's also non-binary. But I gotta say, man, I learned I've been learning through my kid about the non-binary community, and this really accelerated that learning.
Could somebody explain to Lane what Clubhouse is?
Thank you, Ed.
Bobby, over to you. I'm gonna go get a snack.
Clubhouse is really almost what it sounds like. It's a clubhouse. It's basically you go and it's sort of like an audio only platform where at first it was like where you go to make friends around the world. And now I have an agent in Hollywood and all these cool things are happening. And now now I'm actually actively suspended because I don't even know why, for platform manipulation that no one will explain to me. Because I think what has happened is I've gained almost 5,000 followers in 6 weeks. Right. I've built a large roster of sort of Hollywood connections. And now some people are jealous and are like like today I had to block somebody on Instagram for fucking abusing me openly because he's just fucking jealous. Right. It's another Canadian person. And it's like, how dare you fucking. And so it started as this.
Was it Tony Napo?
It was Tony Napo. Yeah.
It was. But it was like, it started as this place where you make all these friends. And now it's like fucking high school. Right. It's like, oh, like if you're this, like fuck you and how dare you say. It's just like getting so toxic, but it's essentially a community that's audio only. It's sort of like a Facebook if you could talk instead of type.
It's kind of become an echo chamber, like people start rooms. There's a certain position taken that people that form this kind of tribal unit. And people who are outside of that tribal unity are not appreciated. And rightfully so. I mean, there's some communities that have had no presence at all, right? Like outside of their own little niche. And now they're actually getting a chance to connect internationally. So why would they want to deal with someone from the outside coming in and stirring shit up?
Sure. It's funny because I run a lot of rooms. I was supposed to run 9 rooms this week, but luckily I found other people to take over them because I can't even access the app until Monday. But it's funny because I run so many different rooms, but it's always different people in them. So when I run a finance room, it's all the money people. And then I ran this Asian representation room, and there was only Asians in there. It was almost every single person was Asian. I think there was like one white guy, and I was like, wow. And I'll do other rooms, and it's just it. And so you're right, Lou. I think that's quite brilliant, but in a way sad, because it's like, what does this mean about humanity? It's like we're only drawn to our own fucking ideologies with people who think the way we do.
Yeah, unless we want to get fucked.
To quote Jean-Paul Sartre, to quote Sartre, I would say hell is other people. And I think no matter what social platform you create, eventually it'll be full of other people. And then you just have to, and that's, you know, and then it becomes hell. But like, your perspective, Lane, on social media platforms, this is like, of course, something brand new in the past, but like, are you all up in the Instagram and the Facebook and the, you know, are you going to get on to this?
I was certainly, you know, addicted to Facebook. You know, I mean, I was relentless like a chicken, you know, in an experiment lab, you know, always pecking, you know, to get my reward, you know.
And
now that's sort of past. Like any addiction, you get bored, right? And that's the first step toward being cured, you know. You never get rid of an addiction until you're bored. I find, you know, I've had several. So social media was one of them, and it's probably the most difficult to get off. That, you know, television was simple to get off of. You know, coffee, easy. You know, alcohol's, you know, complex, but you know.
You did an amazing thing. You quit drinking because your wife asked you to, and you actually did it, and for years.
Yes, but I started again.
I don't rake the yard.
What was that? What was that?
I said, I don't rake the yard when she wants it.
Exactly.